Hello everyone, and welcome back to Travel with Brian. I'm sure many of my returning viewers previously watched my video ranking the top 10 most populous state capitals. If you haven't seen it, the link is in the description below. On today's episode, we'll be reviewing the opposite, the 10 least populous state capitals. Now, with 50 to choose from, state capitals come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are major metropolitan areas and the centers of their state's population, economy, culture, and much more. Others are relatively insignificant cities with little more to offer than just being the seat of the state's government. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at these minor state capitals by reviewing the 10 least populous state capitals. This ranking will be based on the cities proper as of the 2020 census. Some of these cities are so small that I'm unable to even find available videos of them. So, I apologize if this diminishes the quality of this video in any way. Have you visited any of these cities? Please let me know your thoughts about them in the comments below. Starting off at number 10, we have Concord, New Hampshire. Located in the southern portion of the state of New Hampshire, Concord is the county seat and most populous city of Merrimack County. Overall, it is the third most populous city in New Hampshire after Manchester and Nashua. In the early days of the United States, Concord was a major center for industry, including textile manufacturing, furniture building, and granite mining. Over time, the economy of the city changed and became a center for white-collar services. Today, Concord is a major city for politics due to the New Hampshire primary being the first primary in the nation. Despite its small population, Concord is still a major city for law, healthcare, and insurance. In total, Concord has a population of 43,709. Next up, at number 9, we have Jefferson City, Missouri. As the 15th most populous city in the state of Missouri, Jefferson City is probably the most insignificant city on this list when it comes to its overall impact on its state. Jefferson City is vastly overshadowed by several major cities, including St. Louis, Kansas City, Springfield, and Columbia. While it may not have a major impact on the overall population of the state, Jefferson City is still able to have a great impact on the state of Missouri. Located directly in the center of the state, Jefferson City is in a perfect location to ensure that all parts of the state are equally represented in the state's government. Apart from public administration and government services, the economy of Jefferson City is largely based on the manufacturing and service industries. In total, Jefferson City has a population of 42,891. Coming in at number 8, we have Annapolis, Maryland. In addition to having the 8th smallest population of state capital cities, Annapolis also ranks as the smallest state capital by overall land area. However, this small stature does not diminish the ability of Annapolis to have an impact on the nation as a whole, as it is the home to the U.S. Naval Academy. In addition to being one of the predominant military academies of the world, the Naval Academy also has a huge impact on the economy of the city. It is the third largest employer of the city after the state and county governments. After the Naval Academy, the economy of the city is largely based on the hospitality and retail industries. In total, Annapolis has a population of 40,833. At number 7, we have Dover, Delaware. Since Delaware is the 5th least populous state, it isn't very surprising that its capital would appear on this list. While it may not be a highly populated city overall, Dover is still the 2nd most populous city in the state of Delaware after Wilmington. While its population is currently low, this may not be the case for much longer, as Dover is one of the fastest growing cities of the region. This growth is largely due to its relatively low cost of living and abundant job opportunities. The city is currently a major manufacturing hub, with several major corporations having factories or distribution centers in the city. In addition to manufacturing, the economy of Dover largely consists of military operations, with the Air Force maintaining a base in Dover. Dover is also home to a major speedway for car racing, as well as a major casino and horse track. In total, Dover has a population of 39,554. Coming in at number 6, we have Helena, Montana. Montana does not have a reputation for having highly populated cities, and its state capital goes along perfectly with this reputation. While Helena may only be the 6th most populous city in the state of Montana, it still has a major impact on the state as a whole. Its location is primarily centered around several of the major population centers of the state. This gives the city a very strategic location to serve its primary goal of being the center of the state's government. The city originally grew as a hub for the gold mining industry and, at one point, had the most millionaires per capita of any city in the world. While this is no longer the focus of the city's economy, public administration and government services have taken over as the predominant driver of the city's economy. In total, Helena has a population of 32,362. At number 5, we have Juneau, Alaska. Although it is the 3rd most populous city in Alaska, Juneau is still regularly overshadowed by the 2 larger cities of the state, which are Anchorage and Fairbanks. Together, these 2 cities account for nearly half of the state's population. Juneau is a very unique capital city in that it is completely isolated from the rest of the state and the world. There are no roads leading into or out of the city, so air and sea travel are the only way to travel to or from Juneau. This fact has led to the growth of Juneau as a major destination for cruise ships during the summer months. It is estimated that 6,000 people visit the city every day between May and September. This influx of visitors has resulted in tourism becoming the 2nd largest industry for the city's economy after the state government. In total, Juneau has a population of 32,195. Next up, at number 4, we have Frankfort, Kentucky. Frankfort is another capital city that is relatively insignificant in terms of its overall impact on its state. As the 13th most populous city in Kentucky, it is vastly overshadowed by larger cities. However, Frankfort lies in a very strategic location directly between the state's 2 most populous cities, Lexington and Louisville. This location helps ensure that the large cities have proportional representation in the state's government, yet that the seat of government is still separated from these major population centers. While public administration is the largest sector of the city's economy, Frankfort is also a major hub for manufacturing. Several major Kentucky-based corporations have factories or distribution centers in the city. In total, Frankfort has a population of 28,631. Coming in at number 3, we have Augusta, Maine. If you've seen my video of the most rural states, you would know that Maine actually ranks as the most rural state in the US. As you can assume by this classification, Maine does not have many significantly populated cities at all. Now, when you also consider that Augusta is only the 10th most populous city in the state of Maine, it shows how low the population of Augusta truly is. Augusta's benefit comes from its position directly between the major cities of Portland and Bangor, which helps ensure that the state's population centers are properly represented in the state government. Despite its small population, Augusta is still a major city for the healthcare industry. Healthcare actually employs a greater percentage of people in the city than public administration. In total, Augusta has a population of 18,923. Next up, at number 2, we have Pierre, South Dakota. As the capital of the 5th least populous state, it should be no surprise that Pierre has such a small population. Not only is Pierre the capital of one of the least populated states, but it is also only the 9th most populous city in the state of South Dakota. This fact shows how low the population of Pierre truly is. However, Pierre is still in a very strategic location for representing the state as a whole. The city's location is directly in the center of the state, which guarantees that all parts of the state have adequate representation in the state government. The economy of Pierre is also one of the best among all state capital cities. It has an incredibly low unemployment rate of 2.7% and also has a median household income that is nearly $19,000 greater than the national average. Just like many cities on this list, the economy of Pierre is largely centered around the healthcare and retail industries after public administration. In total, Pierre has a population of 14,023. Before we move along to number 1, I just wanted to ask you to please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope to continue to entertain and educate you, and I am definitely appreciative of your support. Finally, at number 1, we have Montpelier, Vermont. When you look at the facts surrounding Montpelier, it isn't very surprising that it ranks at the top of this list. After all, Vermont is the second least populous state in the US, and Montpelier is just the 6th most populous city in the state. In fact, Montpelier isn't even the largest city in Washington County. The population of Montpelier is actually so small that there isn't even a McDonald's located in the city. The vast majority of the city's economy is based around the state government. It is estimated that the city's population triples during the workday since so many people commute to work in the city. After the state government, the city's economy is largely based on the retail industry, and the majority of businesses around the city are locally owned and operated. In total, Montpelier has a population of 8,009. Before I go, I just wanted to say thank you very much to each and every one of you for watching my video today. I hope that I was able to entertain and educate you, and I hope that you will join me again. Until next time, this has been Travel with Brian.